everyone, it's Lori Brown with empowerednurses.org and yournurseattorney.com, and I'm excited that you're here today. We've got a really important topic, and before I proceed with this topic, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please take a minute and subscribe. I hear it from people all the time that they stay all night watching me. Well, I'm honored for that, but I hope you're getting tons of value, and I don't want you to miss a video. So today we're going to talk about is what if you're asked to take a drug screen at work. So I know when you're asked to take a drug screen at work, you're like, what's going on? Why am I being asked to take a drug screen? Do they think I'm impaired or something? Or, you know, are we missing something? Why would they want me to take a drug screen? I didn't do anything. And so when they take a drug screen, they have to wait for the results. And if they're positive, they will not allow you to drive home. So if you're taking a prescription or something like that, that's a controlled substances, they will not let you drive home. So a lot of people, I've heard it from numerous people, that they just go ahead and quit and they leave because they have children to pick up or other engagements, and they just don't want to deal with it. And they're like, well, how dare they ask me to take a drug screen? Well, unfortunately, that only makes things worse for you. I would much rather have the evidence that you have a negative drug screen than not. And what happens is people will come see me weeks later and they'll say, well, it would have been negative. I'm like, but I don't have the drug screen. And the board really likes it too, because they know, at least if you have a negative drug screen, that at least you weren't using, you know, around that time. So hopefully you're not using any controlled substances, but if you are and you have legitimate prescriptions, what happens in your hospital is they will mark that negative. But the board doesn't see it that way. The board believes that if you take controlled substances for a long period of time, even if it's prescribed, that you are impaired, because the board doesn't know when you took the medication. The other issue that we get is, well, I smoked marijuana. And unfortunately, you know, even though marijuana may be legal where you live, it is still not legal for nurses. Even if you have a prescription for it, the boards really frown on it. So again, I would just recommend that you not use it. Nurses will come to me and say, well, it's in CBD oil and that's why I turned positive. Well, theoretically, CBD oil should not turn your urine positive if there's a low enough THC in there because of the cutoffs of these tests. But again, you don't want to be positive for that. So if you do want to use CBD oil, again, make sure you're using the kind without any THC in it. I heard that there are some kinds out there, but I would just advise against that, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Your license is too important. So if you do have a positive urine and you know you didn't use it, we get that a lot too, like a false positive. We recommend doing a hair sample analysis. Evidently they take quite a chunk of your hair, but it's worth it to show that you didn't use it. This is something we just started doing in our practice, so I'm not sure how the boards look at it, but at least I have some evidence. I know that they sometimes compare apples to oranges because the urine test is different than the hair test and the cutoffs are different and whatnot, and hair might not. So a hair sample, if you have to, just to be safe, to show that it's negative. But here's the thing. If you're taking Norco because it was prescribed by a physician and Norco's missing at work, who's going to be the most likely suspect? You. And I'd rather not have you in that position. And I know I get it all the time from nurses because we're walking on concrete floor for 12 hours. It's exhausting, it's painful, our backs give out from lifting, and we develop chronic pain, and physicians often prescribe narcotics for that. On the other end of the spectrum, though, I see physicians not prescribing controlled substances for people after surgery, and that drives me crazy too. But anyways, I'm here to help you protect your license in the best way you can. So the message for today is, one, if your hospital or facility asks you to take a urine test, take it. 2, and even if you think it's going to be positive for something, that's not illegal or something that you have a prescription for, take it. It's a lot easier to defend you if I have that piece of evidence. Second, don't use CBD oil or marijuana. Even if it's legal, it is not legal for nurses. And if you do take CBD oil and your urine's positive for marijuana, it is still difficult to defend. And the third thing is, if you're taking controlled substances, I know you're probably in a lot of pain, and I know that probably really helps you, but try to find non-narcotic alternative ways of pain control, because again, you don't want to be the person who takes Norco and Norco's missing and be the likely suspect. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it teaches you how to protect your most valuable asset, your license. And I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks.